Phil, it's late.
Oh, well, I'm sure this bill is going to come up for vote in the next session, and it's got to be bulletproof.
Well, isn't all this reading what legislative assistants are for?
Oh, for God's sake. And some of these people can't find their bathroom. You go to sleep.
Sleep? With all that racket? Devil's that?
Call the police!
The police won't do you any good, Senator. You should have listened to me. He's all yours.
Roger, everything's under control. What? I didn't do nothing.
I guess it's safe to say he was killed by blunt object trauma.
Whew, yeah, with the ground. How's his wife?
She's in shock, but she's sticking by a description of the assailant.
This robot.
Yep. She still says her husband and this thing never left the house.
It would be a whole lot easier to buy into this murdering robot as the rantings of a hysterical wife if I didn't have a 200-pound body tossed like a football over 60 feet.
Detectives, it's Chris Caitlin, KOPC TV News. Can you give us any details on the murder?
Not tonight, Kate. I have a headache.
Victory at last. 2 hours, 42 minutes, 13 seconds, and she's done. In all my years as an engineer, I've never faced so daunting, so intimidating a task.
Let's see this crowning achievement.
113 parts. 3 of them missing, instructions in Korean. I think I've set some kind of record.
Children's Hospital should be very proud.
Newsflash! News babe battles cop babe. Live at 5.
Do high-profile cases like Senator Campbell's death affect the kind of investigation PC police conduct?
I knew this guy who went to school with Trish Caitlin. He said she was wild. I heard she...
Policy, whether or not it's a high-profile case, it's being treated like any other homicide, Trish. We've secured the crime scene. We're talking to anyone who might have seen anything, and hopefully we'll let the facts speak for themselves.
Well, do those facts have anything to do with the mysterious phantom that's been sighted off and on in our city the past few months?
Mysterious phantom?
Mysterious phantom.
Because I have not read all the files, I have...
As in the Mantis?
Lieutenant Maxwell, we will be following your investigation.
All I know is that there are 8 million people now who might believe the Mantis murdered Senator Campbell.
Which could really ruin the entire Mantis franchise. We don't straighten people out pronto.
A man has been murdered. A United States Senator. This is a lot more than a public relations problem for me.
Okay, but that's no reason the Mantis takes the fall. Now, maybe what we gotta do is get the Mantis out there, do some good stuff. Start grabbing some credit.
What should we do? Give rides in the chrysalid?
This is a serious situation, gentlemen. Whatever did this made it into a private gated community through an elaborate home security system undetected.
Oh, piece of cake for a pro breaker and enterer.
I don't think we're dealing with a normal criminal. This is something extraordinary.
Meaning, you think this phantom is real?
Is the Mantis real?
You have my word on that, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. As soon as I have a thing. Right. Two conditions have just combined to form a cop's worst nightmare.
Scared public and an election year?
There is now a robo-killer lurking behind every tree, and the good citizens of Port Columbia are convinced we're hiding it from them.
So what does the mayor expect us to do?
Find it. Or at least tell the people what we know. Stop projecting the attitude that we're concealing something.
We are concealing something. We've had a dozen perps hit with those freeze darts in the last 2 months. You want to tell them about that?
Hell no. That'd cause a complete panic. But we have to do something to get him off the mayor's back, which will get him off ours.
Fine. In the meantime, I've got a murder investigation.
Stay on it. Pull Campbell's voting record. Check with the senator's staff. See if they've had any mail or phone threats, any crazy stalking him. I'll try and come up with something to feed the wolves on this mystery phantom.
Why is everyone calling it the mystery phantom?
Beats me. I heard it on TV. Look, Max, I want you to get some answers on these darts. Find out if they're related to the Campbell killing.
The crime lab's had them for a month.
Forget the crime lab. They're slow. They have more press leaks than a damn colander. What about Hawkins?
Sir?
Hawkins Technologies. Best lab in the country, way I hear it. With all that whiz-bang, hush-hush techno business going on up there, if anybody can keep a secret, they can.
Miles Hawkins hasn't been a big police fan since he got shot.
Give it a try. Lay the be a good corporate citizen guilt trip on him.
I don't think you guilt trip this guy, Captain.
Well, we can debate it a little longer. You can just do it. It's an order, Maxwell.
Okay, yes, sir. I'm leaving! Eggplant Parmesan is in the oven. Take it out in 10 minutes or call the fire department.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I was just about to ring the bell.
oh, that's okay. Come on in. You're here to see Dr. Hawkins?
Yes, I am. Is he in?
Oh, all night. You got company! So, what's your name, girlfriend?
Leora Maxwell. Lieutenant Maxwell, actually.
Lieutenant, you're a cop.
She's a cop.
You're either in a whole lot of trouble or you are in a whole lot of trouble.
I believe you were leaving.
Yeah. Eggplant, 10 minutes. Don't let him burn it up.
Good night, Lynette.
The department needs your help.
Doing what?
Providing crime lab services. I'm not here to knock our guys, but they're like every other big city taxpayer-funded police unit. Overworked, underfunded, and perennially a half step behind the perps. We can pay, not much.
It's not about money.
Can you agree to a one-time deal? A favor?
It's not personal. I like you. It's just who you work for.
Do you like me enough that if I throw in a dinner, you'll do it?
Dinner? You know, I've got all that eggplant parmesan in the kitchen.
I can't. Would you take a rain check for the weekend? Just think about this lab thing, and I'll take you to a 5-star place.
That certainly sweetens the pot.
Oh. And here's a little appetizer.
What do you think it is?
It's a dart. Somebody or something has been using them on people. It paralyzes them temporarily. And this one looks like it never went off. Who do you think can make something like this?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Right, of course. Look, I've got to go. Don't alert the media or anything about this, okay?
You can count on that.
Okay.
You're gonna be fine. Absolutely good as new. Better, even. Frankly, I feel disappointed in our senator. Had the fool paid any attention to your technical specs, he would have remembered that you were designed to stop 9mm, 7.62, and 50 caliber rounds. Yet he tries to stop you with, of all things, a shotgun. There we go. That which does not kill me makes me stronger. Unfortunately for the senator, he didn't make the cut. Well, my friend, you're going to enjoy this next visit, like yourself. General Farley is a military man. West Point, top 5%, distinguished, decorated, garnished like a Christmas turkey. The general had everything going for him, but vision. And without vision, you cannot be a leader. Without vision, you are a liability, and therefore expendable.
Capture image and log in target memory.
No, sir. I can assure you that the VRS project is deactivated and remains in mothballs in our Deep Mountain storage facility. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate your concern. Farley, will patch me through. Son, this is General Jason Farley. You heard of me? Well, good. Now, I want you to tell me that our $200 million mannequin is still down there with you boys. Now, you listen to me. I just gave my word to my CO that this was handled. Now, you enjoy making a liar out of me? Now put Major Lewis on the phone.
Hey, now what is this? I already told you, I showed you the file. Take a look. Okay,
One at a time, please. One at a time.
Are these murders the work of the so-called Port Columbia Phantom we've been hearing about?
Yeah.
I don't know about any phantom. I do know Lieutenant Maxwell has been working with a computer enhancement expert to come up with a composite image of the suspect. Lieutenant?
Yeah, Lieutenant! What you're looking at is based on several eyewitness accounts obtained at the Campbell and Farley crime scenes.
Does it match the accounts of the other incidents?
No, not exactly, although there are certain similarities.
What similarities are these?
We're not sure if we're looking for one suspect or two.
Lieutenant, there have been reports of these kinds of creature sightings for over a month now, so why has it taken you so long to respond to them?
We've been investigating them from the moment we heard about them.
Then why'd you keep the public in the dark?
All the lieutenant is saying is there's a big difference between people thinking they saw something and hard evidence.
So now that your hard evidence includes murder, what are you doing to protect people?
Look, the two victims seem to be clearly targeted. They do not appear to have been random killings.
Do you have any idea who's been targeted next?
Yeah. Any idea? How about the general public? How about the public knows?
This is MGTV, YouTube.
Just look at that.
If this is robotic, the mechanical articulation at the joints is amazingly lifelike.
You're right. Just look at this.
It would be quite a piece of machinery.
Where'd you get the tape?
Off the Pentagon's Geo-4 satellite. I tapped into the global surveillance video feed.
It doesn't hang around long, does it?
Yeah, using Doppler imaging, I measure him at 70 miles an hour when he leaves the compound.
That's faster than the Mantis ever clocked out.
Yeah, well, hopefully the Mantis will never have to race him.
Outrunning the media wouldn't be a bad idea, huh?
Oh, crikey. You know, this configuration seems damned familiar.
Well, you seen Robbie the Robot before?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I am. Remember the virtual reality defense Senate hearing where I testified?
I remember the televised debate afterwards.
I found it, right here.
We're back live with our post-Senate hearing debates on the virtual reality defense bill that was defeated today. Please continue, Mr. Hawkins.
No, it's hard to argue against something that could save the lives of young American soldiers.
Of course it is. But Dr. Hawkins, that's exactly what you did at the Senate hearings.
I think you have to put this in a larger context.
To hell with your context. Neither of you have any vision whatsoever.
Wait a minute. I opposed the VRS because I felt we couldn't afford to make war easier. I believed then, and I believe now, that making remote
The blood
control...
of our fathers, sons, and brothers is on your hands, not mine.
Mr. M.A.N.T.I.S, there's no need to make this so personal.
Have you ever lost a brother? I think that's personal. No more dead soldiers.
Once again,
Wow, this Wampat guy really wigged out. Who is he?
He was the project manager on the VRS development over at Dynex Robotics.
VRS. Let me guess. Very radical system.
Try virtual reality soldier.
That was my next guess. What is it?
It was designed to be a robotic infantryman remotely controlled by the movements of its human counterpart.
Who are you calling?
Lieutenant Maxwell, she should know about this.
You know, I don't think this Michael Rompath is the man you're looking for.
Trust me, John, he's exactly the man I'm looking for. It's a shame, too. He was quite brilliant.
Yes, and unfortunately, I heard he's also quite dead.
Six months ago, I saw the death certificate myself.
I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it.
Maybe the fact that he was supposedly buried in an avalanche on K2 would explain that.
Michael Rompath never struck me as the adventurous type.
That's what I learn in police work. People are full of surprises. So, we're back to square one.
Not necessarily. It's Rompath's technology that's at work here. Maybe an associate or an assistant at Dynex Robotics is responsible.
I've been there, done that. Everybody checks out.
Wasn't he married?
Yeah, I think he was.
I've been in this office maybe twice since Michael died. Everything's the way he left it.
I really do appreciate your cooperation.
It's time for me to admit he's gone and get on with my life.
Do you mind?
Oh, go ahead.
Your husband's employer, Dynex Robotics, mentioned that he often worked at home.
Yes, he'd send in his work by modem over the phone. He used to call himself the super telecommuter. I called him the king of workaholics.
Did he have an assistant, anybody that he shared his research with?
Are you kidding? Michael worked alone. No one could meet his standards. If he wasn't a Dynex, he'd hole up in this office for days on end. That's Eric, Michael's younger brother.
I take it they were close.
Well, Michael's parents died when he was in college. Eric was in junior high. Michael raised him. When Eric joined the service and was killed in a military operation, Michael took it hard. He never recovered. That's why he designed his robot soldier. No more dead soldiers. That was his battle cry.
I'm gonna need my people to go through some of this.
Sure. It's the creature they're talking about in the news, isn't it?
We don't know, Mrs. Rompath. That's what we're trying to find out.
Nothing is going to stand in our way this time, my friend. The measure of success is the goal set and achieved. We have succeeded gloriously. Campbell and Farley will have the rest of eternity to contemplate their foolish decisions. Now is the time to consummate our endeavor and ring up the final toll of payment for our injustice. Your final target will satisfy that debt.
Microfarads and flux capacitors. Bedtime reading only an engineer could love. Anything?
Database entries, 3 or 4 years worth, spreadsheets, computer-aided design files, nothing that even remotely resembles the VRS. You must have kept all the important files somewhere else. Fading?
Midnight pizza and techie manuals are a lethal combination.
I'm just glad it's not me.
Not at all. Look, let's call it a night. Take a fresh run at it in the morning.
Well, our Mr. Rompath had a lot more staying power than you. I've got 3 downloaded modem entries made at 4 in the morning.
Modem? When?
This February.
Wait a minute. Michael Rompath was pronounced dead on the night of January 29th.
Before he dialed his home computer?
You know what? Sleep can wait.
I don't know as much about computers as you guys, but I know this much. Dead man don't modem.
The man faked his own demise.
His life was that project.
That was a cat, right?
Wrong. Miles doesn't have a cat. Security system on?
Yes.
Guys, he's here.
Get out of the way, Taylor! John, it's after me. Go for help.
Not a chance.
It's me you're after! Miles Hawkins!
like something out of X-Men, only it was real. It's like 6'5", ice cold. Just moved like a linebacker, hit like a mule.
It was on us before the security system could even register it.
Did it leave on foot, in a vehicle?
Look, I have no idea. I just know that M.A.N.T.I.S is behind it.
Davis, I want 3 choppers with night spots on the search and alert all ground units.
I can't figure his pattern. First he uses this thing to freeze criminals with darts. Then he sends it on a killing spree.
Well, maybe the events aren't related.
I think that's unlikely.
Look, I don't see what difference it makes. Right now we have one problem, to find Miles. And pray that we find him alive.
We'll find him.
So nice to see you again, Dr. Hawkins. I hope the VRS made your journey a pleasant one.
It didn't have to come to this, M.A.N.T.I.S.
You're right. It didn't. Had our government seen fit to produce the evolved prototype and properly demonstrate its capabilities, our country would be infinitely stronger today, and the world would be a much safer place.
If you're going to kill me, why did you bring me here? Why not get it over with?
Oh, I felt it necessary to share my results with a fellow scientist who could appreciate my victory.
Afterwards, of course, I will kill you.
What will that prove?
That my brother did not die in vain.
But for now, relax. Sit back and enjoy the show. Let's give Dr. Hawkins a full demonstration, shall we? I turn my head. The VRS does the same. I raise my arm. Voila! Full range of human motion, down to the smallest joint. With a built-in arsenal of weapons, you can carry 10 times what the human soldier can and use them with a far greater skill.
I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't impressed, but you have to know, your design defect will come back to haunt you.
There are no defects.
Come now, M.A.N.T.I.S. Any first-year metallurgy student can tell you what happens when you combine 2 dissimilar metals.
What are you talking about? I ran numerous metallurgical tests.
What about corrosion analysis on titanium and beryllium alloys? That is the only thing that could explain what I'm seeing.
You see nothing. I specifically ran those compatibility tests.
Maybe. But if you place the central processor in the chest, as I suspect, you'll soon have big problems. Right under the torso there. I lied. I wasn't as impressed as I said I was. With you, that is.
help over here!
It's okay, pal. Wait up. I got you.
You sure you feel okay?
Fine. I do a complete upper body workout every day. Guess it finally paid off, huh?
Take Ron back to the station for observation. I want to be there when he thaws out. I'd like you there for the debriefing. Come on, let's go.
Okay, Doctor, I got you. Ready?
Okay, sir.
Easy. We got the kids coming in.
Take that tin soldier to the police station and book it in as evidence.
Steady. Calm down. You got it, Johnny. Watch, it looks heavy.
I'm betting he's using digitized circuitry and an onboard processor to translate the commands to movement.
I don't know exactly.
I thought you saw this thing up close.
Closer than I would have liked, John. At the moment, I was more concerned with saving my life.
Sorry.
Okay, subject debrief, statement duly logged. Go home.
We'd like to examine the VRS.
You will tomorrow. They're gonna log it into evidence first. Bureaucracy must have its day.
Hey, Hawkins.
He's quite mad, isn't he?
You don't think that I'd build a machine that would let anyone shut it down but me? Autologic, reanimation. You know these words, Hawkins.
It's in kill mode. Guess who the target is?
What is he saying? This soldier of his is still alive?
Maxwell, we got a problem. Dr. Frankenstein's creation just went AWOL. Was last seen entering the tunnel at Kelsey and Allen.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Hey, man, what are you doing here? Hey, Jimmy! An ambulance or something down here. Quick!
To recap, Port Columbia's killer phantom has struck again, brutally murdering a city employee working under the streets near the Civic Center.
This machine is on its own now, Miles, and it's heading for you. And until we know what sensors it's using in its search, we can't even be sure that the C-pod is safe.
There is no alternative, John.
Sure there is. You gotta book out of Dodge, because the next thing's smoking out of PC International to places unknown and far away.
Yeah, he's right, Miles.
Hey, you bet I'm right.
Don't you understand that I can't leave? How many more innocent people have to die while I run? We have to find it and destroy it.
But we have no idea where it is.
Maybe we do.
We know the VR soldier went into the tunnels at Kelsey and Allen, yet it was last reported at the Civic Center.
Well, that's headed away from us. And what is it, lost?
No, not lost. Returning home.
To regenerate its power.
Rompath's toy may be genius, but it hasn't conquered the laws of physics. This may be our only window to stop it.
Your machine has killed again. 2 men this time.
One of them was a transit worker.
What about Hawkins?
You son of a...
Lieutenant?
He's dead. Isn't he? I told you how it works.
And this is how we work. The National Guard is on its way to blow your creation to robot hell.
No, there's no reason to destroy it. With Hawkins dead, its task is accomplished. It won't kill anymore. It'll go into stand-down mode until it is further instructed. Don't you see? Don't you understand? This is a rare opportunity. I have proven the merits of the VR soldier. To destroy it would be stupid. It would be criminal. Take it, duplicate it, study it, use it for the military. That's why it was conceived. But don't destroy it.
Then we're going to take you to it to deactivate it.
Yes. Okay. It's probably at the bunker. But yes. Okay.
This better work?
The bunker. Probably at the bunker.
Well, it's not perfect.
Well, what is it?
Ion pulse generator, a magnetic bomb, so to speak. It'll scramble the polarity on the motherboard and cause a total systems failure if it's placed properly.
Meaning?
Well, you have to physically attach it to the machine's exterior. It has polymer grips to stick, but it needs a 3-second activation time. So you have to find somewhere where it can't reach or throw it away.
It's proportioned exactly like a human being. It can reach anywhere a human can.
Then it can't reach the snake spot.
What?
You know that place on your back between your shoulder blades where you know, it always itches, you can never scratch it? Well, I had this girlfriend, she had a tattoo of a rattlesnake in that spot. Well, that's where the head was. And by the time you got all the way down to the rattles...
Yeah, I think we get the picture.
That's roughly the area of the robot's body where the central processor is located.
Yeah, but something tells me old Schwartz and losers aren't gonna like you trying to slap him on the back.
You know, I think the only thing we have going for us is that it's looking for Dr. Miles Hawkins and not the Mantis. You're right, Miles. He was low on petrol.
Uh-oh.
Don't move. It worked. It didn't recognize you. Place the IPG now while you've got a clear shot. What's it doing?
I don't know. John?
Get away from him. It didn't work. Get out of there.
You're on a short leash, Rompath. You're going in alone and you've got 5 minutes. You don't deactivate it, we're coming in after both of you.
John, the ion pulse generator is in place.
John, no!
3, 2, 1. I've got police units outside, Miles. Let's not overstay our welcome.
This is brilliant, John. You should see the circuitry.
I'm sure it is, Miles. There are cops crawling all over the place.
Wait a minute. I'm picking up a vibrational reading.
The oscillations are increasing. It's about to blow. Get out of there, quick.
Sorry I'm late, Miles. Something came up at work, then I had to get home and get changed and...
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I just got here myself.
Oh, good.
Oh, please. Can you talk about what came up at work, or is it highly classified police business?
Both, actually.
Both?
You're already involved, sort of, so you might as well know the rest of it. And you strike me as the kind of person who can keep something confidential.
I'll do my best.
I've been put on a new department-wide task force.
Really? That's terrific. Which one?
The one that's gonna stay on the trail of the vigilante. The one people call the Phantom.
Congratulations. Although, I thought this Phantom was destroyed.
No, M.A.N.T.I.S creation was destroyed. There's another Phantom. The original.
Well, it's probably just stories. You know how people talk. You've seen the tabloids lately?
Oh, it's real. I've seen it. I've got a file on it this thick. I got witnesses. I got darts like the one I gave you. I've even got the real name.
A name?
At least the name it, or whatever calls itself. The M.A.N.T.I.S. I think whoever's behind this must have an ego the size of Port Columbia. I mean, come on. The M.A.N.T.I.S? I mean, get real. Oh, I mean, come on.